Amid serious questions about why 4 Americans went to Mexico only to end up kidnapped by a major cocaine cartel, the cartel, Gulf Cartel, just allegedly apologized, if you can believe that. Here's the letter left on a street in Mexico along with 5 men allegedly involved in the crime. We have decided to turn over those directly involved and responsible in the events who at all times acted under their own decision-making and lack of discipline, adding that those individuals had gone against the cartel's rules, which include respecting the life and well-being of the innocent. Jorge Ventura just crossed back into the United States from cartel-controlled territory in northern Mexico. All right, Jorge, I mean, we can all agree that this is pretty rich if this did even come from the cartels themselves. But do they somehow view the events of the past couple days as a threat to their business?
That's the feeling actually on the ground. Speaking to sources, they're saying that if this is true, it's because they're feeling that wrath from Washington, D.C., the pressure from the U.S. government. But right now, Leland, just last night, the story really just took that bizarre turn. I mean, so far, only one individual has been arrested connected to this crime. It's a 24-year-old Mexican national. But yesterday, 5 individuals turned over by the Gulf Cartel. They were found with the zip ties. They were found with the note. And Gulf Cartel is claiming responsibility for turning those men in. But as of right now, though, Leland, Mexican law enforcement have not confirmed that those 5 men are connected to that crime. So we have to wait and see. But it's just a really bizarre situation. I've been covering the cartel for the last few years. I don't remember anything quite like this.
It reminds me a little bit of when I was in the Middle East and the terrorist organizations, somehow something would happen. They got them a lot of bad PR, like what happened to the cartels on this one. And they'd turn over people or they'd come out and they say, hey, we're really sorry or whatever, because it was a threat to them in a different way. This goes even more to the idea, right, that the cartels want to be seen as a quasi-government organization, not just drug gangs. If they're saying we're protecting the lives of innocent and the like. When you were back over in Mexico, obviously there's been this big surge of the Mexican federales and others into northern Mexico. But how do the cartels and the Mexicans deconflict, if you will? Or did the cartels sort of let them in and fade back into the woodwork of the barrios? Or how'd that go over the past couple days?
So for the past couple of days, we just saw heavy law enforcement presence, especially from the Mexican National Guard. You would almost see them every other block. Mexican State Police is still around. But this has just turned out very, very odd. And what we're going to continue to ask is, does this just stop the manhunt? We know that right now there has been a manhunt to find those individuals that are connected to this crime. What made this also odd, Leland, from just covering the border is you usually don't have these type of attacks, obviously on Americans, but near the border. I mean, the number one thing that cartels really do is they don't want to find any added scrutiny, any extra media pressure. But this story really got odd. I mean, we also have Shahid Woodward and Eric Williams, the 2 Americans. Eric Williams is one of the survivors. They both actually have a criminal history related to the distribution of cocaine. Matamoros is essentially a cocaine trafficking hub for the Gulf Cartel. So there's still a lot of holes in the story. We want to find out exactly why those Americans were there. But this just turned a huge, bizarre turn, and we're going to wait if Mexican officials confirm that those 5 individuals are connected to the crime related to the Americans.
Yeah, and there's so many of the Mexican officials who are on the payroll of the cartel, so who knows really ever what the truth is down there. Or, hey, keep up the great reporting. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.